In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the truth about inner engineering, which is a book by Sadhguru. Okay, it is also a live event. It is also an online course. Personally, I've only read the book, and I'll be sharing with you my big ideas in this video. Okay, so the premise is that we have gotten to the point of human evolution where we are more comfortable than ever before. Okay, we are not threatened by predators in our environment. We have an abundance of food, and the average standard for living for the average person on this planet is higher now than it used to be for the kings and queens of the past. Okay, think about the access to technology that the average person has today. We have access to all of human knowledge at our fingertips. The average kings and queens did not have that in the past. Okay, we have access to automotive transport. We can get from one continent to the next within a couple of hours. The kings and queens of the past did not have that. All right, I was actually reading an anecdote about a king writing in a letter to a merchant requesting like some pounds of sugar or something like that back in the 17th century, and today we have an abundance of sugar to the point where it's actually poisoning us. Okay, so we have more opportunity to expand. Like, you can be born anywhere, but if you have access to the internet, you can impact anyone anywhere as well. All right, so we have gone to the point where we have this massive opportunity, we have this massive comfort, but on the other side of the equation, we also have this mental health crisis going on. Okay, well-being is not high as a result of comfort being high. We have more people being depressed and anxious than ever before. We have more people committing suicide than ever before, to the point where it has become a leading cause of death in Western developed countries. Okay, so this is why inner engineering is so important. Now, what exactly is inner engineering? First and foremost, it is the insight that life is an inside job. Okay, the example that Sadhguru gives in the book is that if someone touches your hand, you think that someone is touching my hand right now, and that is what is causing these sensations in me. But the reality is that someone touches your skin picks up the signals, which then sends the signals to your brain, which then picks up the temptation. So the sensation. So the sensation is taking place inside your brain. Going through puberty again over here. The sensation is going through your brain, and your brain is inside the black box of your head. So all of life's experience is actually taking place inside. You meet someone, you have an interaction with someone, you think you're experiencing that person, but really you are experiencing your own reflection of that person, okay? Because your experience of that person is taking place within your own ears. So inner engineering is the process of, first and foremost, realizing that all of life's experiences are taking place on the inside. So we must let go of this seeking of gratification from the outside, because the only way you can fill that void is from the inside, by taking responsibility for how you choose to show up in your life. Okay, so this is first and foremost realizing this, that life is an inside job, and you can choose your response in any given situation. You can choose your attitude, you can choose how you want to show up in a given situation. Okay, we are not in control of what happens to us, but we are in control to respond to what happens to us. And this is the premise of inner engineering, because Sadhguru says that it's a dream taking on within your head. Okay, it's a dream, and you should be able to choose how that dream is taking place, because that is the only thing that you have the free will and control over. Okay, so secondly, there is a dilemma going on between the two aspects of being human. Okay, first and foremost is the human aspect of it, which is our time, which is bound in time, it's bound in form, and it is something that seeks to draw boundaries. Okay, I am this type of person, I am born in this type of nation, and it seeks to ground us in the physical reality. And then the second aspect of being human is the being part of being human. Okay, this is the aspect of us which is timeless, which is formless, which is boundless, and seeks just a constant expansion like the universe. Okay, we are often trapped between both of these, but the intention of inner engineering is to get these both firing on the same cylinders, to get them going on the same page. Okay, so that we are grounded in who we are in our physical reality, we feel safe, our emotions are under control, we have our willpower moving towards where we want it to go. And we have the other aspect of ourselves, which is a constant expansion and becoming infinite in our expression. Okay, now that sounds a bit woo-woo, and you're not really sure, okay, how can I actually be infinite in my expansion? But it's really a commitment to personal growth, a commitment to becoming all that you can be. And Sadhguru says it's not really even about growth, it's our desire to become infinite. Okay, that's what we just want, it all. So life to be firing on all cylinders and a complete abundance in your life. So it's about harmonizing both of these. Obviously the ego structure, which is bound in form, it gets attached to the 6 things in our environment. It gets attached to a certain identity. But the more that can be fluid, the more it can adjust towards our expansion of our being. Okay, so that is the gist of inner engineering, realizing first and foremost that life is an inside job, and if you want to feel good, it's up to you. Nothing outside of you will make you feel good, because if you think it does, then it's just a deeper and deeper rabbit hole that keeps on going. Then the second aspect of this book really talks about harmonizing our mind, our body, and our energy levels. Okay, because he talks about how yoga is the process of basically bringing alignment to this body instrument so that it can perceive the bigger picture that is around us. Okay, so the fact is that you are already, so he talks about a seed. Okay, so if you have a good seed and you provide it with the right atmosphere, then that seed will sprout how it's supposed to. You are a good seed. Okay, there were 500 million sperm seeds, and out of them, only one of them fertilized the egg off which you sprouted. So the reason your life is not going where you want it to is because you have not created the atmosphere that allows for your seed to sprout even further and become who you really are. Okay, so pay attention to your environment, pay attention to what input you're letting in, and whether that is actually serving you in becoming the type of person which your higher self is already seeking to move towards. Okay, so that is really the gist of it. And then he goes through a bunch of practices of sadhanas and things you can do and implement into your life to get a more awareness in terms of your place in this universe. So one of them that really I found had an impact on me was to just sit and imagine you alone in this world. What would you be doing if you were completely alone? And the thing that came to my mind was that I would be making music, I would be making songs, I would be singing songs. And this is something that I was doing previously, like 7-8 years ago, something like that, writing songs. I thought it was my passion, but then I completely stopped once I went full in. I was like, I can't do this anymore. But I realized that if I was the only person in the world, that is exactly what I would be doing. And that's a huge realization for me. That's why this year I have, picked up the guitar again, been singing a lot and stuff, writing new songs. So that was definitely an insight for me. And there's a bunch of other practices that I will go through as well. But I'll link out to the book below. Definitely check it out. Definitely a very valuable read for me, and it will expand your awareness as well. So hope this video has been valuable for you, and I will see you in the next one.